So you're live now?
Hello, this is LJ8 Sports here, and today we will be going over some of the MLB and NFL. Hopefully, some fans join in today. I will be asking asking my moderators to please chat for me the way I can get them to be a moderator, like so. Like, let me just go over to my live streams. And let's go try go see who is live right now, because I can just go check who's live and who's not. And we have one live person, and we know that we have my main moderator here
I'm
today.
not on there yet.
Oh, it says that there's two people.
Yeah, but where?
It's should be on YouTube.
I don't see it.
I don't know why it isn't on YouTube. It says that there's zero
Oh,
people
right.
now.
There.
Oh,
Live.
needed to just go see if this works on my phone, because if not, then I might just need to go.
It says it's live, so turn your camera around. That's
It
why
would be showing my face, but I don't. But mom just want me to show my face to random
you're
people.
talking right now.
Yeah, yeah. Let's just say that today the Ravens have did pretty well. Let's say that the worst part.
You should put
Let's say that
something
one of the
here so that
worst, one of the worst plays by RG3. I mean, RG3 only came in for a couple plays. He had his first interception in forever. Like, nobody would think about a backup quarterback really coming in unless they have a reason to come in.
well
Which,
why did he come in?
yeah, because Lamar Jackson, they shouldn't make him get injured for many reasons.
Or he just had such a good game that like they
Yeah,
let RG3 play a little bit, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's much to say about that, and about the playoffs. There's and about the baseball playoffs. There's something about it.
Why is it backwards?
About the playoffs for baseball. Speaking of them, there's it is gonna be the games are gonna be played daily like no other series. It's gonna be like new stuff, new whatnot. I mean, and thanks for coming out to my first ever live stream. If you want to know anything, I'll just be turning my comments on quickly and satisfactorily. Because, I need to have my comments on to get moderators, which I want to have my comments on now. So give me a second, because I should have live streams going on. It's videos like.
You need a
Yeah.
better backdrop, sir.
Oh, Uncle Jamie's watching.
Yes, see?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Yeah, he texted me. Oh, thanks
Here,
to
look.
all my friends and
There.
family who are watching, and
There you
everybody
go. How
else.
come everything's backwards?
I don't know. I mean, I couldn't do this do this without without my man who's going to be my new moderator in chief. And I like to shout out LMG college pools. I'm always in his room, for for live streams Thursday and most Thursdays and Saturdays. If you want to come over and chat sports and watch cards be opened by if I'm one of my favorite YouTubers ever. I mean, like, there's like more you can do with him. Like, I never know like what's ever gonna happen and who's gonna join in and whatnot. Like, you never know. Like, I wish I could just be. I wish like there could be this like better stuff to talk about, but like as we can see right now, if I go check on the NFL, I can say that that one of the best plays today was by the Browns. It was Landry to OBJ for a touchdown. That was the play of the day for the Browns. While right now, Phillies 16 Buffalo over Las Vegas in Las Vegas. And if you never knew, Las Vegas, they have a torch that they have because of one of their former staff people who died the first week. They did it. His wife his wife his wife did it, which is cool, because it's cool to have like a family member talk about do something special. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, now let's go on to my team, the Ravens, and go talk about them. So the Ravens, they won 31 to 17. And when I say 31 to 17, they played the Washington football team. It's the Washington football team. They are one of the best teams in the NL. Mm, they're one of the best teams in their division, which says a lot. I mean, Sam Cook went 1 for 1, which was super good because like you would never think Sam Cook going 1 for 1 because that in a fake pass opened up a touchdown, which would have happened. And like Lamar Jackson went 14 for 21 and 0 for 1. Robert Griffin the third. While Robert Griffin the third, he had 3 attempts. So we had each attempt. He averaged 1 yard per attempt, while Lamar Jackson had 53 rushing yards. And if you think about it, the rock was spread to many different players. Though Dobbins only had 1 yard, while Ingram had three. Like Duvernay and Boyle, like those like the ones that got less than 10 yards. Like there's like much too many players that then not every player gets 10 or more yards during their game. Like we can say Marcus Peters and Humphrey, those are two good players out there who kind of for fumbles for the interceptions. There was Calais Campbell, Matthew Judon, Marlon Humphrey, Anthony Avon, and Deshaun Elliott. Avon and Deshaun Elliott, those are like two like guys that like not everybody would know if they're not a Ravens fan as much, but they are stepping up in the time of needs. Like 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 one thing that I hope is that Ron Rivera his cancer treatments go well and whatnot because he has the cancer. If you never knew, like we have Justin Tucker who was 1 for 1 with 46 as his long. He was 4 for 4 in extra points, and Sam Cook did pretty well. Crochet if like we have Derek Wolf who was injured, kind of injured. Like if you want to know anything about that, like we did pretty well without him and whatnot. Like what's to say about any of this? Well, there's nothing really good to say because like like the Sam Cook pass, like that was probably the highlight of Sam Cook's year so far because he's not prone to pass. He's supposed to kick and punt and hold balls for Justin Tucker. Like that's like a big thing to talk about. Yeah, I mean now let's move on to some of like the other games news like let's talk about news around the NFL as the big game. Browns 49, Cowboys 38. While that's a big game, we can say the best pass was Jarvis Landry to OBJ. OBJ had had a bunch of had so many rushing yards. I mean, like everybody was getting the rock. D'Aston Johnson, Odell Beckham Jr., Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Dontrell Hillard, and Baker Mayfield all got the rock. Like there's been like wide receivers, running backs, like the Browns. They love to use anybody running. It's like you never know who's going to get the ball for the Browns. While Odell Beckham Jr. He had the second most rushing yards and most receiving yards. He had 81 receiving yards and 73 rushing yards. Like you would never think about that as like a stat. Like think about that again, and that will be cool. Like you want players to like pass and stuff. Like that's a game that was nice. Like let's say the Titans and Steelers game. I feel bad for the Titans because they have 16 players and staff combined who have the COVID. Like the COVID. You wouldn't want that to happen. happen, like think about that again, and you'll feel bad because it's just like who has the COVID and whatnot. Like if you have the COVID, like that happened to Cam Newton, like they are starting Brian Hoyer, they're not starting Stidham. Like like anybody can have the COVID, even Trump and his wife, like not to get too political, but like they have the COVID, and like everything is treated different depending on who you are and how famous you are. Like you never know what's coming next this year. It's like baseball, like the Marlins, like they had the COVID, and now if you think about it, they are they are COVID free, and in the playoffs since it was only 17 years ago that they last won the playoffs, which it's cool to know that a team can get into the playoffs no matter what. And if you think about it, like there were two games that had the same exact score. It was 31 to 23 Vikings over Texans, and 31 to 23 Seattle over Dolphins. Like that's a rare occurrence for for anybody watching it. And tomorrow there are the Patriots at Chiefs at 7:05. That's because of the COVID case from Cam Newton. Also, the regular one is the Seahawks at Packers, which one of my YouTubers I watch, Packer Cards 87, has has will be watching that game, I bet, because he's a Packers fan. His nickname is PC87. He's a good YouTuber and whatnot. I mean, like, there's many things you can say. Like, it's like right now with about 2 minutes, the Colts up 19-3, and one of my favorite Colts players, him and his he has a YouTube channel, and it's kind of like not fun to just know that like he's injured. Like the Bills are trouncing the Raiders, 30-16. Like you never know what's gonna happen ever. Like this is everything, the bread and butter about it. Like know anything, don't know anything, just think about it, and you'll know that there's anything can happen with like the Ravens or any team, because like like there's always like games like tonight, tomorrow night on NBC. It's the Eagles at the 49ers. The Eagles are 2-1. The 49ers are 2-1. Now let's go to the injury. Now let's go over to who is injured for that game. If I can go find it, like the preview. If we have, I'm going to go through the big injuries. Like Jason Peters is questionable, and doubtful is Jay Alcaside Whiteside. Out is Deshaun Jackson, Matt A. Maddox is out, T. Williams and Alshon Jeffrey are out, and that's just for the Phillies. Now over to the Niners. The Niners have so many players out. Like most of them are out. McKissick and Kittle are the only two that they don't have any like injury status. Like when you think about it, it's just like E. Mosley is out, Rashawn Mostert, Reed, Ford, Garoppolo, Witherspoon, and Greenlaw. Like the only one that's questionable is K. Wilson. Like when you think about injuries, it's just like here's an injury, and and if you never knew, they played at the Jets and at the Giants in the same stadium the first week at the for the Jets. Like I don't know what's gonna happen, but they could get in trouble, like the Jets, because of their field stuff. Like I bring that up in the OMG live stream. Like after that happened, like there's like many things that can happen and whatnot. It's just like the luck of the draw of like the stadium that you play at and whatnot. It's like you never know. And then like, what about the the Jets? The Jets having Flacco go 2 for 2. Like Flacco went 2 for 2 because Sam Donald was maybe injured. Like he wasn't officially injured. Like if you think about it, like wasn't injured, didn't really matter. Like there's so much you can think about when you're talking about the NFL. Like now over to the MLB's side of things because the MLB is still important and like there's so much that's going on. Like there's questions about the oils and stuff. Uh, like I'll be wrapping up in like a minute or two. Everybody, I have a time limit here. And if you never knew, like today there were no games, but yesterday, like the last games were October 2nd. Baltimore Marlins went 2-0, and the Cardinals were trounced by the Padres 4-0. Tomorrow's games are the Astros at the Athletics and the Yankees at the Rays. The next day, it's the Marlins at the Braves, Astros at the Athletics, and the Yankees at the Rays, and Padres at the Dodgers. Like all these games are either on TBS or Fox or FS1. You can also find them on NFL Network. Now that is all today. I'll be trying to live stream Tuesday, maybe Tuesday. That will be a more in depth live stream. Thanks for watching. Bye. Like I like to shout out anyone who has came out to be happy with me because like it's the best thing in the world and like like nobody cares about because if people don't really like sports, they should still learn about sports because like it's just like if you don't like government, you still have to learn about government, and if you don't like something, you still have to learn about it. It's just like who cares? But this has been all from LJ8 Sports. Please check out my podcast, Bro Bros Sports Facts, and check out my podcast editor, Funny Cause It's True, on YouTube and on the podcast. You can find him at Deconstructing Aesop's Fables. He has finished those Aesop's Fables, but he's still deconstructing them. Also, check out OMG exclamation point card pools every Thursday night and Saturday morning. You should. I'm in there chatting it up. And there's other good card openers. Like I would be doing card stuff, but I don't know what I did to not have the chat on. Like there was a glitch with that. I'll have to figure that out for next one because I'll be asking questions next time for my Sports Illustrated Kids cards. Got to go now. Bye.